Hi everyone. So this video is about how to approach the week 2 journal assignment. I've got the assignment right here, so I'm going to be looking down. All right, so in this week we're going to relate the human tragic condition to love in the journal assignment. So we'll find as we read this week that you'll read multiple examples of where someone is in love and has been rejected or hurt or cheated on. Very common theme, as you all noticed from the Odyssey. And then you'll see what happens. I don't want to give too much away right now. I want you to experience it. But you can imagine what happens when people get their feelings hurt and when they're in love, because those things still happen today. So again, week 1 was about home. What does it mean to be at home? How can we be at home? Those types of things. This week is about tragedy, the negativity of the human condition. But you can only experience loss when you really care about something. You don't experience loss when you see somebody throw an empty bottle down on the street and break it. But if somebody were to throw a vase that your daughter made you when she was 6 years old down in the street and break it on purpose, you would feel loss and pain and anger, right? And so love is deeply connected to tragedy and to pain and loss. So what you need to do this week is you need to write a letter, and you can use first person as if you were writing a letter, dear Aeschylus, dear Euripides, and you need to correspond with the poets about their attitudes on love. So choose one poet and write a letter to them about their attitude on love. It's really important that you cite specific lines. So if you're going to say that their attitude on love is this, then you need to cite specific lines from the readings. And again, in the week 1 instructor guidance, in the page with all the writing where it gives an overview of the week, there's an explanation of how to cite lines from these texts. And so cite specific lines that relate to that. And then, here there are some examples. So you might suggest ways that the tragedians could have averted the tragic outcomes. So how could the outcome be different if the behaviors of the characters in the story changed? You might examine their expressions of love to different gods and goddesses. And then you can bring in your own experiences as well that relate to this. But again, the point of this is not to just write about a tragic love experience that you've had, but to engage with the thinkers on their perception of love and the tragic experience. So try to identify the way that Aeschylus is approaching this in Agamemnon. Try to think about the ways that Euripides is saying that love exists in Medea. And then if you can critique it, you could tell them why their conception is wrong, or maybe wrong is not the best term. Maybe it doesn't take into account the full extent of what that relationship is in the human experience of love and its relation to the tragic. Or you could suggest different outcomes had the characters done something differently. Or you can just be as creative as you want with the paper, as long as it relates to the conception of love from these poets. So there's no page count here, but I would say 2 pages, 2 to 3 pages is expected, so that you can really dig into the meat of the literature, and then also relate it to your conception of love and how the poets were right or wrong, and probably best to point out both, to show where you agree with them on it, where you disagree with them on it, and then try to present your own position, or to enhance their conception, or to critique their negative conception of love and tragedy. All right, well, I look forward to seeing your papers. I know they're going to be good, and let's have a great week.